What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you exactly what it's like to drive the all-new Tesla Model S Plaid. It's got 3 motors, 1,020 horsepower, 1,050 pound-feet of torque, and can do 0 to 60 in 1.99 seconds. It runs on to do the quarter mile in 9.2 seconds. This is the fastest production car in the world, yet can seat 5 and costs only $130,000. I say only because the performance offered for the money, honestly, is the deal of the century. To hop in the Model S, I've got the key here, although you don't actually have to use it. You can just put it in your pocket. Now, I've already walked close to the car, so it knows the key is here, and when you walk up to the car, the handle pops out. Go ahead and hop in the interior. Now, the Model S Plaid's interior has been completely redesigned. In fact, the only thing shared with the old Model S interior are the rails for the seats. This is one of the most controversial things in the entire interior, the yoke steering wheel. We'll talk about that in a bit. Massive 17-inch HD display with almost all of the controls on it. Really nice, comfortable seats, as well as some features in the rear as well. If you haven't watched my review of the car yet, I've got a link in the description down below. Make sure to check that out. I go over all of the details inside and out of the Model S. This is much more about what it's like to drive. We'll go over a couple things on the interior first before we take it for a spin. I do like that there's wireless charging ports. There's a good amount of storage everywhere. Here and here, wireless charging back there. I love the panoramic sunroof. And we've got some pretty cool things on the main display as well. For instance, you can actually make your horn sound like an old classic car, or you can project sounds outside of the vehicle to sound like a V8 car or an ice cream truck. Yes, it's little gimmicks, but it makes the car a lot more fun. Who else is doing that? And then if you go to arcade mode, you can actually play different video games using the yoke as the steering wheel controls for the game itself. How crazy is that? Now, if you take a look at the yoke, you notice there's no stalks for the turning indicators or windshield wipers, and there's no ability to put the car into drive and reverse. The turning indicators are right here on the yoke. The windshield wipers are right here. And to put the car into drive, there are multiple different options. So I'm gonna go ahead and fasten my seatbelt, as it says. Put my foot on the brake, tap to activate drive. Now, it's predicted that I want to go forward using auto shift out of park. That's a technology that is in beta right now, but if we go to pedals and steering, the car actually uses the cameras around it and sensors to determine whether you want to go forwards or backwards based on what's in front or behind you. If you don't want to do that, you can turn it off, which I would rather select it myself. Now, to go forward, you swipe up. To go backwards, you swipe down. To park, you just click the P right there. All right, let's go ahead and take the Model S Plaid out for a spin. The Plaid is not just fast, it is out of this world fast. If you've never experienced a 2,000 horsepower car, you've never experienced acceleration like the Model S Plaid. The way this car sprints from 0 to 60, but more impressive than that, the way it carries on after 60 miles an hour is out of this world. Now, there are different driving modes to choose from. Go to pedals and steering. We've got chill mode. Now, in chill mode, if I floor the gas, it's actually really slow. It's chill, so to speak. Anyone could drive the Plaid in chill mode. So if you loaned it to somebody or you want to get larger range, you can keep it in chill mode. Speaking of range, this car gets 396 miles of range with the standard 19-inch wheels, and it gets 348 miles of range with the upgraded 21-inch wheels that are on this car. You need the 21s to unlock the full top speed of 200 miles an hour. Sport mode makes the vehicle a little faster, but Plaid is what it is all about. Once we get to the top of this hill, there is an awesome straightaway, and I'll show you launch control as well as cheetah mode and drag strip mode. But let's go ahead and see what this thing is like in the canyons, shall we? Oh my God! The acceleration in the Plaid is like nothing else I've ever experienced. It is relentless at any speed. And surprisingly, despite its weight, this thing handles well in the canyons. It's not quite as direct as the Taycan Turbo S. It feels a little bit bigger and heavier, but it is so much better than the previous Model S. The grip levels with these 4S tires, Michelin Pilot Sport 4Ss that come with the 21-inch wheels, is really impressive. It actually grips really well in the corners, and the brakes work very well too. Oh my gosh. But you have to be careful, because in the canyons, this car rockets itself out of the turns, and all of a sudden, boom, you're at the next turn. So definitely use caution. But I'm surprised. I thought it would just be a one-trick pony that's really fast in a straight line, which it is, really fast. But it's actually fun in the canyons as well. Now, there are some limitations with the yoke steering wheel. When the radius of the turn is really small and you need to shuffle steer, you really can't do that with the yoke. It becomes very awkward and you're grabbing for air. If they made the turning ratio a little bit more direct, it's 14:1. I think they could make it more direct, so less inputs result in more steering angle. That would fix the problem, but I understand that would cause it to be twitchier, and for a normal driver, that might be a pain. But honestly, at slow speeds and around town, the yoke can be kind of a pain. But man, you forget about that when you're flooring it. Whoa! All right, it's time to do a launch. To launch this car properly, we're going to use drag strip mode. Now, drag strip mode popped up right here. It says conditioning for peak performance, 10 minutes remaining. What that means is the Model S is going to chill and warm up the battery packs, as well as chill the motors for optimal performance. Then once you're in drag strip mode, it'll say that it's ready to go. Then you floor the brake, you floor the gas, and I'll show you what happens next. Once the Plaid reaches optimal temperature, you'll see this appear, peak performance ready. Now just floor the brake with the left foot, floor the gas with the right foot. Over the next 9 seconds, the front of the car is going to lower down in what's called cheetah stance for better acceleration. And in a couple seconds, ready to launch appears. Now watch the graphic when we launch this. 3, 2, 1. Oh, oh my God! Oh, 0 to 60 in 1.99 seconds. We got to do that again. Here we go. Floor the brake, floor the gas. Cheetah stance is engaging. Here we go. Ready to launch. Oh, wow! Oh my God! Oh, there is nothing else like that in the world. The Model S Plaid is very easy to drive, particularly in chill mode, and it's a very relaxing and luxurious place to be. This isn't just a car that's fast in a straight line. It's an incredible luxury car, daily driver, and commuter all at the same time. Steering is easy, the brakes are nice, the acceleration and the throttle response when you're in chill mode is relaxing. Anyone could drive this car legitimately. The seats are very, very comfortable. You can fit 5 people in it easily, 4 even more comfortably with that rear armrest and some extra storage space. But you could road trip this car across the country, stopping at supercharger stations, no problem at all. We've also got tons of storage, both in the front as well as the rear of the vehicle, in case you need to take a whole bunch of luggage with you. Really good visibility as well. Honestly, like I said, it's an easy car to drive, and that's really impressive for something that is faster in the quarter mile than a Bugatti Chiron or a LaFerrari. We're talking about beating multi-million-dollar limited edition hypercars in a family sedan, which truly is phenomenal. Tesla claims that you can actually fit a full-size bicycle in the back of this with the seats folded down without removing the front wheel. That's not something you can do in a LaFerrari. That is for sure. Now, unless you're commuting 200 miles to work each day and there's no chargers around you at work, range really isn't an issue in this car. If you have charging capability at home, which honestly is essential. I've been using this car without charging at home and taking it to the Tesla supercharging stations. If you do drive it very aggressively, which I have been doing, you run out of battery a lot faster than the 396 mile range. Honestly, it's closer to 150 to 170 miles of range before you actually have to take it back to the supercharging station. The reason I say before is once you get below 30% battery, it gets much, much slower, like significantly so. And you don't want to be caught in a scenario where somebody pulls up in a Hellcat and your Plaid is low on charge and you lose. So you definitely want to maintain that 50% plus charge for optimum performance. But when you're in that zone and you floor it, oh, it is freaking ridiculous. The suspension is very nice in the Plaid as well. Even though I'm in sport mode, it still feels pretty comfortable, and there is literally no body roll when you're going through the canyons at full speed when you're in sport mode. In comfort mode, it's even more comfortable. Seriously, it is impressive how practical and comfortable this car is, yet how fast it is all at the same time. It really is a one car does all minus the sound. I know there's going to be people complaining that, that's cool and all, but it doesn't make any noise. I'd take a slower, older V8 car over it. And I totally get that argument, but for a daily driver, having something that's silent has its serious benefits. Particularly if you like driving fast and there's people around, no one knows in their massive mansions on their long driveways that I am flooring it down these canyons. Whereas in a really loud internal combustion engine car, everyone would be knowing, and somebody would probably complain and call the police because they're annoyed that the car is too loud. Now, if you have the money to buy a vehicle like this at $130,000 to $150,000, you have the money to buy a second car. So this can be your everyday commuter, and then you could buy an internal combustion V12 supercar or something like that as your second car for the weekend. You don't have to just go full ICE all of a sudden because you want the Tesla. But honestly, it just makes so much sense. The throttle response is boom, instantaneous. Whether it's from a 40 roll or a 60 roll or from a standstill, this car pounds you into the seat. It actually is an experience that you have to feel for yourself in order to understand how aggressive this thing truly is. But after spending the last couple days with the Model S Plaid, I have to say this might be my favorite daily driver in the world. They've done such a good job, from a gorgeous exterior, although I do wish they differentiated it from the previous Model S a little bit more. It is wider for wider tires, it's got flared fenders, and some subtle differences on the exterior, but it'd be nice if it looked more exotic, considering it's the fastest production car in the world. The interior is lovely. The material quality is nice. The design language is great. Name another car where you can play games and make crazy noises from your horn and project Hellcat noises from a Tesla. There is no other car. And you can control video games with the yoke steering wheel, and you can stream Twitch in the front and play YouTube in the back. It really does everything so very well. So with that, I love this car. I want one so bad. I've been scouring the internet trying to find one. If you want to order one new, they're saying deliveries are January or February, which is kind of a long time away, which is depressing. And used ones are going for $30,000 to $50,000 over sticker. So I definitely am not going to be doing that. But honestly, I really, really want this as a daily driver. I don't want to get out of it. I don't want to give it back. I'm so in love with the Model S Plaid, guys. It's ridiculous. All right, to end this video, let's do no talking, just silent acceleration and probably my camera gear rattling in the back. That's the only noise you're going to hear. Let's go.